video just different types of edge protection. I wanted to start with the first one. And you got to have some moving blankets if you're going to pull a flatbed. I don't care what you're hauling. You got to have some moving blankets for edge protection, like these steel coils. You can run your finger across the edge and it'll cut your finger. It'll definitely cut a strap on a second. But the nice thing about these moving blankets is you can fold them over a couple of times, make them nice and thick, and get them to really protect edges, your tarps. I mean, if you're hauling pipe, if you put a tarp over top of here, you need these moving blankets, and I usually put Kevlar tarps on top too. But you're going to need a bunch of different kind of edge protection if you're flatbedding, and this is probably the number one thing you're going to need. Oh, and you can get them at basically any big box store. They're going to run you about 10 bucks a piece. You can get the cheap ones for $5, but you really get what you pay for. But if you go to one of those membership stores, you know what I'm talking about. You get them about 10 bucks a piece and get really good quality ones like these. You know, they don't look like these, don't look like good quality because I've had them for 7 years. But they're extra thick and everything. So get you some moving blankets. Next thing you need a bunch of is you need a bunch of pieces of carpet here. Now the best part about the carpet is it's real flexible. Okay, so you can put it in any place. It'll conform perfectly to whatever you're putting it on. Like if you have, let's say, a load of I-beams, and then they stack 4x4s on top of there, and then I-beams on top, and you got to tarp it. You put some carpet on there, and it'll conform to the 4x4 and everything. And whereas if you use a mud flap, then it's going to be sticking out, and it's going to be a pain. It'll probably come off. But another nice thing about a piece of carpet, a swatch of carpet, is you could wrap a bungee around it, and it's flexible enough to do that, to hold on. Because if you just throw it on there, then throw the tarp, your tarp's probably going to knock it off. But that brings me on to my next one, a bunch of mud flaps. You need a bunch of old mud flaps cut in different widths. And the best thing about this, well, there's two good things. They're so thick. I mean, carpet, you can still get, if it's super sharp, you can still, have something come through. But nothing's coming through a nice thick mud flap. But the other thing that's nice about mud flap is their friction coefficient. And what I mean by that is they're rubber. Now everybody knows that, well, why we use rubber for tires, because it has good friction coefficient, it has good traction. So if you put this underneath a strap on top of your, whatever you're hauling, you put a strap on top of this, it's gonna hold that, keep it from sliding back and forth a lot better than just the strap. Let me tell you. Now the next thing every flatbedder needs is these V-boards. They've got long ones and short ones, but you definitely need these long ones, because if you're hauling a pallet of something, a pallet of shingles or something, you want that whole thing to be protected and covered. Now they got the short ones, but you want at least I'd say 30 long ones, because you might be hauling 30 pallets of something, who knows, because some of those pallets, sometimes the pallets are short. But that brings me on to, speaking of the V-boards, we got some short V-boards too. So have a couple of those. Also self-explanatory, same thing as these V-boards, just cut a little bit shorter. But that's all the edge protection that you need for sure. Another thing that really helps out is if you could find an old floor mat. Find one that doesn't have bed bugs, because I had bad luck with that. But if you can find an old floor mat that you know is sanitary and you can power wash it, throw that on here too. It's really good if you're going to tarp something. This is Matt with Tips for Truckers. These are all the edge protection that you need if you're going to haul flatbed. Have a great day.